So I am shooting this video for a few reasons, but there are two very important reasons. One is because I am getting used to being on video because I am going to be doing a training for National Training Week next week, and part of preparing myself is being comfortable in shooting a video for myself. That's one. And the second reason is I want to explore and see how exactly I function on videos too. The way I look, the way I speak, and how clear I am. So let me start off with a little story. Actually, there is a third reason too. I just recalled it as I am talking to try to eliminate my or whatever fillers that I try to put in a video before making my next sentence. So this is my story. When I was about, let's just say when I was about 12 to almost 21 years, I was somebody who weighed 220 pounds. I was fat. I could not sit on a bicycle seat because my ass was too big. That was one. I could never buckle my school uniform. Even though I brought the buckles right to the end of the uniform thread, I still could not buckle because I was that fat. Well, I have to admit that I really enjoyed eating, and I ate a lot. I would eat something like nasi lemak for breakfast, 2 plates of rice for lunch, and then 2 plates of rice for dinner. I was just a rice person. Then when I was 21 years old, I went for a surgery. And see, I said I went for a surgery, and right before the surgery, my mother told the doctor to do a sugar test because I also consumed a lot of sugar. Coca-Cola, Mentos, my favorite. Obviously, he did the test, and the results came out, and the doctor said that I had diabetes. Now, 30 years ago, when you are told you have diabetes, the whole world like fell on my parents' shoulders. For me, honestly, I was 21. I really didn't know how to digest my feelings. But anyway, life carried on. And I had to make drastic changes to my diet and things like that. And during that period too, my dad decided to take me to another hospital for a second opinion. And that doctor basically told that the previous doctor muddled up my whole diagnosis. I really did not have diabetes. It could have been just because I indulged in Coke and Mentos before my operation. All those blah, 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 blah things. Anyway, I decided that I needed to change my life. And so I made changes. And one of the biggest changes I made was not to consume rice. I never ate rice. I only had all the side dishes that my mother used to cook. I would eat pasta. I would eat chapati. I would still eat roti canai. I never consumed rice and bread, basically. And I did that for almost for 20 years. Almost for 20 years, I lived without rice. But soon enough, I started to discover that my skin started sagging, loose. Well, I never really I did exercise, but I never carried weights. I used to walk, I used to run, I used to bicycle, I used to do all those things, but I never carried weights. So anyway, my skin started sagging, and I started looking old. And I started to go back to rice because my mother told me that, at the end of the day, you're Asian. You were born with rice, you were raised with rice, you got to eat rice. So I started eating rice at least twice a week. And my skin started to go back to its normal elasticity. I started to carry weights too to build up muscles. And so that had made so much of changes in my life. So today, I consume rice every day now, at least one meal, which is sometimes quite hard. I consume rice for one meal and then I don't feel like eating after that, you know. So I still try to consume rice a little bit, and I carry weight. And that was a very long story about my life. Almost 5 minutes. But I think 5 minutes for somebody my age, pretty good, huh?